Here is a Shaolin Master's 3-step masterclass to developing discipline.
Through consistent practice, your ability of observing yourself increases. That, hey, pay attention to the fingertips, pay attention to your knee, and all of these things. And now, not just physically, but also, and now this is the important part, mentally. You are able to observe even better exactly that state of the mind when the clouds are coming and when the clouds are going. Because if you're not able to do this, then it can happen that whatever thought comes up, you are blindly following on it. Read the signals. Read the signals that you are maybe receiving from the surroundings. Now, habit doesn't always mean it's bad. Yeah, it's a good habit to wake up in the morning and have your ritual of brushing the teeth. It's a good habit. So habit by itself is not nothing bad. The question is, what on a midterm, long term is the consequence of your habit?
I define discipline as having an intention and following through with it. And so discipline doesn't have to be this harsh idea. It's about doing the things that we want to in life. And the thing that stops us being disciplined is cravings, right? We want to do something like work, but then we're taken off and suddenly we're eating food before we even realize, or we're scrolling on our phones before we even realize. For a Shaolin Master like Shi Heng Yi, those cravings happen in slow motion because he's developed a sensitivity and an awareness to what his experiences are. He can notice cravings arising within him before he acts on them. And the good news is that this awareness is trainable. Shi Heng Yi does Kung Fu. I've trained in Tai Chi. Around the world, cultures have offered different practices to help us come into our bodies so we become more sensitive to what sensations we're having. So it's a lot easier in practice to become sensitive. Oh, okay, here's a craving while I'm trying to focus on my Tai Chi than it is when we're in our everyday lives. So stage one in building our discipline is to find some practices where we can become more sensitive and more aware of what our experiences are. What could that be for you?
In my mind could come up, I'm thirsty. But just because in my mind comes up, I'm thirsty, it doesn't mean that I immediately have to grab it, open it and drink it. Just because something pops up in my mind doesn't mean I have to follow it. Now I made it simple with the bottle of water. Let's say you are getting angry and your mind telling you you have to scream back. It's time for revenge. This is now exactly the point why it's not so easy, because in this world nobody's telling you how to learn and let go. How does it feel if you let go? When you know exactly, letting go feels like this. If you don't integrate the principle of letting go into your life and are now expecting from one day to another to remove a habit inside of you that has been there for the last 15 years, it's impossible.
This point really landed for me. It's true, right? Very few people are teaching us how to let go. Our society is all about more, which means that if we do want to train ourselves to just not follow every craving and thought, we need to learn how to let go. Again, that's a practice, and Shi Heng Yi comes up with some ideas of how we can let go in other areas of our life, so then when it really matters, it's easier.
So in the same way, let's say you wake up in the morning and then you are hungry for breakfast. So then you just skip it. You just skip it and then you just see how long inside of your mind you are still dreaming about having that breakfast now. And then just learn, deal with it, let it go. Learn to let go of whatever your mind is telling you what you are desiring. Everybody who's like listening to this for example right now, they all understand, and I would even say everybody would say yes, this is what we have to do. But yes, exactly, there always is a but. We need to remove the but. And this is being done, in my opinion, or I do it for myself, through the martial art training. Why? Because if your master tell you, so in this training today, you're gonna do 200 push-ups. You just cannot be there and say, Yes, but there is no but. In the martial art, there is just simply no but. Okay? Because this is the way to remove the buts. So the physical training on the one side, this is the way how to slowly actually develop your virtues, your character, the qualities of your character. That when you say something, you're gonna do it. It maybe takes a while, but still, if you say something, you're gonna do it. So you are getting reliable and disciplined actually for yourself first of all. And this reliability as a martial artist is not good to base your decisions or even to base your trainings if you're in the mood to do it or not. Mood or emotional state is not what is determining if you are doing the training or not. And there's that nice saying, yeah, you ignore the kung fu for one day, it will ignore you for two.
I do intermittent fasting and cold showers. They're almost cliches in the self-development world, but they work because, you want to eat in the morning. You're not liking the cold sensations of water on your skin, but you do it anyway. And you train your ability to not just follow every escaping of discomfort. And you let go those cravings to be elsewhere. Another thing that helps me is coming to my breath. If I notice a craving, I come to my breath, I soften my face, I breathe down, I relax my stomach, and I find if I can bring my sensation down to my belly, then I'm not as stuck in my head as much and the cravings aren't as powerful. So stage 2 is letting go, and what practices can you do to practice the art of letting go so then when it comes to the things that really matter, it becomes easier.
Now the question is, so what type of new habits do you want to now integrate back into your life? And of course, now I would suggest you invest your time and condition yourself again, but with a habit that is bringing more benefit now.
Stage 3 is simply now, what do you want to do? Stage 1 is becoming aware to the experiences, the sensations, the cravings that you're having. Stage 2 is to practice letting them go, to not always follow a craving. And then stage 3 is with this new awareness and strength, is to build what you really want to do. And consistency is the key. It's like with meditation, if you've struggled to have an extended practice, one of my mantras is, don't make your practice so big that you don't do it. Like sometimes I would get caught in the habit, I can't do my full hour of meditation a day, therefore I'm not going to do it. If I remember that actually consistency is the key, even taking 5 breaths can be really powerful, then I groove that neural pathway, and then the resistance of me starting my practice becomes less and less. And then suddenly you can get to flow. And eventually that's where discipline takes us. It's not about always forcing life, I should be doing this. But instead we, over time, groove that habit, that pattern, so it becomes easier, and then we can glide, we can flow, and maybe one day do kung fu kicks like Shi Heng Yi, or really do the things that we want to so we can enjoy life. So what helps you become disciplined? I'd love to know down in the comments below. Let's inspire each other. And if you'd like to see the full conversation with me and Shi Heng Yi, it's on my new podcast channel. Do go subscribe and tell any of your friends that you think would enjoy the conversations. Sending you my good wishes for you to follow through with your intentions with joy and ease.